So it sounds like you guys would definitely probably side on the side of developing a website independently, because I know, we're doing a presentation at Cameron Village later this evening, and you probably talk about this a lot, and somebody who's considering developing their own website or their own e-commerce business or whatever is probably balancing the two questions of, should I do this myself, or should I hire somebody who has done this for years and has a portfolio?
Yeah.
They can spend thousands of dollars. There's people out there who do it, literally thousands of dollars to SEO their site or to put these meta tags in their site, and they can do it themselves. The neat thing about it is some people, I can see a question out there, it's going to be like, well, the typical question, if everybody starts doing it, is there going to be enough? The thing about the internet is that it's always changing, it's always growing, so you have to keep up on it. And the title tags that we use today will probably be different tomorrow. So if you keep up on it, the process is the same, the idea is the same, but you'll have to use different words. And the Yahoo or Google themselves will switch this up. Well, last week we had to use 3 types of teddy bear. Teddy bear, teddy bear, teddy bear. This week we have to use green teddy bear, or green teddy bear with eyeballs, or only just one teddy bear. See, so if you keep up to it, you can keep it changing. There's only about 2% that are actually doing it correctly on the internet. So there's room, about 2%.
So you could beat out the other 98% pretty easily, folks, is what it sounds like here today. So let's talk a little bit about emerging trends in the internet. Where do you see the internet expanding in the next 5 to 10 years?
It's probably limitless, actually.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We see it growing. It's such a neat time that we're in right now because there's so much information at your fingertips that's been hidden from us for so long, forever, that's been kept in the few or whatever, privileged people. There is so much out there. I see it growing. I see legislation trying to get in to get a piece of it, to control it. But I don't think they're ever going to be able to control the beast, and have, total, censorship of the internet. I see it growing. I see it being formed more into a tool for people to use to share ideas, to, make our lives better. That's the way we like to see it, and hopefully that'll be used.
It seems like we're definitely moving towards more of a video content online with things like YouTube and Google Video, and the way that these things are broadcast have definitely come a long ways in a very short amount of time. Amazon.com has done phenomenally well now for about 10 years. So what is the key to creating the next internet phenomenon like Amazon.com, like MySpace, which if you're not familiar with MySpace, folks, and I think most of you probably, it's sort of a social networking type site, MySpace and YouTube. What's the key to creating that next internet phenomenon?
I think it would be finding something that you need yourself, because YouTube emerged by people who wanted to share their videos online, and there just wasn't a place for that. Same with MySpace. They wanted a place to meet up safely, and it grew, instantaneously almost. Same with Amazon. They started out as a small company, and now they're bigger than any other bookstore in the world, and they're all based online. So I think if you could find a need and band together with others, then that would be the next great phenomenon.
So what is it that we need? What is it that Americans need that they don't have right this moment?
That's the thing, so many studies have been done on that. People really sometimes don't know what they need. That's kind of like how YouTube and all that, all of a sudden people are wanting to do that. Somebody gives them a tool or gives them a media to share this, and they see, oh wow, yeah, I can do this now. These things are going to grow. They're probably going to get old or limited in some way, because there's going to always be bureaucracy that's going to come. I'm not saying the government, but within the companies, and there'll be a limit, and someone else, I believe, will take that step and take it further. It's like YouTube came from, all of the things, and Amazon, of course. It's always going to be the needs of the people. It's always going to be somehow somebody's going to want to express themselves. And if somebody's watching that, is paying attention to the trends and paying attention to people, they're gonna find something. They'll know.
Well, it seems like if you kind of take a cursory glance back at the past 40 to 50 years, really from the mid-50s through 1980, that was the TV boom.
Right.
You know, we went from having maybe one TV on a street block in 1955 to having 2 or 3 TVs in every household by 1980. And then along about 1980, you know, the personal computer boom started in the mid-80s. And now personal computers are ubiquitous. Do you have any thoughts on what the next medium might be? So we went from TVs to computers, and it was like nobody saw computers coming. And then suddenly everybody's got one 10 years later.
Yeah, same with cell phones, I think. Even now you can take pictures and you can watch movies and download internet and
Right.
Craziness with cell phones. So who knows if that's going to be the next, you know, major thing or.
I think it's a growth process where when like what you just said, what I see is the TV, and we're sitting there, we're watching it, but we don't have any interaction with it. There's no really growth with us. There's no creativity. But with the PC, we were able to create things and to speak with each other and share ideas. Now we have the cell phones. I don't know. It could be, you know, just maybe we'll explore space now. I mean, I think it's going to bring such an awareness, you know, hopefully it'll bring a unity of us.
Well, I've got some opinions of my own, but I don't know if I want to get too much into that. I do think it will be fascinating, and I think one trend that we'll probably see, although this is not creating a new platform, but is merging PC and, you know, personal computers and television.
Yes.
Right now, I know my household is probably not the only one where I've got my personal computer in one room, and I go in there to check all my email and browse the internet and look up stuff on Wikipedia and all of that. And then I've got the TV in the other room. It just seems like a no-brainer that those two things are going to come together. And I can sit down on my remote and do the same stuff. So
you see Microsoft doing that now.
How soon are we going to move towards that, where every household in, you know, the United States, or the majority of them, have their PC and their television combined into one unit?
Well, what's neat is that computers they're really fast and improved now, but they're cheaper than they've ever been before.
Yes.
You can get a top-of-the-line computer now for less than $1,000, and you never could do that before. And now, getting a top-of-the-line computer, you can watch TV on that computer.
Yes, I see. It's going to be a personal preference. I see a lot of people, because they're already geared to that. Maybe some people won't want that much, won't want to be on the grid per se like that, but the TV and computer are definitely going to mix. You see that with Microsoft now, with the new things that they're doing, and the new phones that Apple has out where you can access the internet and everything. It could be.
It could be you guys.
It could be.
These guys could be developing the combination of the television with the personal computer. And you'd be millionaires right there. Somebody's watching us, and we're going to go home and do this in the next 2 weeks, and every TV in the United States is going to have an internet connection. I think that's already out there. It's available.
Yes.
But it just hasn't been developed, and I wonder why that hasn't caught on.
I don't know what they're waiting for. It's people that are bigger than us and control that situation in a certain way, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting, no doubt about that. It's going to be interesting. Me, I want to get away from that. I want to just, you know, step in the teleporter and go there and do this, you know, instead of just watching it on TV all the time. That's what I'd like to see.
We've got a science fiction fan here in the studio today, and I think that, you know, who knows, you know, all it is checking out the DNA, and maybe 100 years from now, 200 years from now. I do believe, I'm an optimist, and that you know, the future is limitless, and never sell yourself short. I'm Stacey Cochran, and I'd like to thank Pam Mosbrucker and Tobin Alder for being in the studio here at Raleigh Television Network Channel 10. Thank you for joining us today.